Hello, hello. Happy 4.3 to everybody. So, this patch came out a few days ago, and I did not have time to stream it because, well, I didn't have time off. And I had a backlog of editing to get through. And now, this is going to create a backlog of editing that's going to prevent me from getting around to doing some of the new content that just is about to come out in Genshin. I believe Lowen would have just came out. I believe his trailer is out right now. But that's a problem for future Dan. Anyway, if you're wondering why I got the hood up, it's because my hair is wet, and I don't want to get my headset wet, so I'm wearing my bathrobe. I did take a shower. What time is it? No, it's 10 o'clock, about 2 hours ago. My hair stays wet for a really long time because I like to dry it naturally sometimes. Anywho, that's a little bit of a tidbit from me, I guess. I'll probably take the hood off later because my hair will probably be dry in an hour, and we're probably going to be streaming for at least 2. So, there's a new patch. There's going to be new stuff available in the shop. And honestly, I said at several instances that we were going to pull for Yao Guang when she reran. And I believe she should be on the banner right now. What's in the Cosmic Store? Fashion item. Oh, these are still marked as new. Okay. So, that's going to be the first thing on the agenda for today, is we will be doing some Yao Guang pulls. I don't feel like I need her cone, because the event cone, I'm told, is an adequate replacement, and that her E1 is considered to be more valuable. So, that's going to be something that we start out the stream with. After which, we will then move on to doing the Trailblaze mission, The Lathe Below the Living. I didn't really watch the special program, so I don't know a lot about what that all entails. And I don't know what this Pixel Plane Rumble is either, but that is something for a future stream. Most likely. And as for our other pulls, I do expect to at least lose one 50-50 if we're going to go for 2 5-stars. So, as I've mentioned before on our previous pull stream, where we did several Silverwolf pulls, if we get an Argenti, he's going to come off the Celestial Invitation. If we get a Yunli, she's going to come off the Celestial Invitation. Because I want to build other units. I would personally like to have I would like more Welt copies. I would like more Clara copies. Bronya is our currently highest Eidolon unit, so she is going to be glued here for a while. Seela copies would be appreciated. I still want a Blade copy. That being said, I could be tempted into pulling for this Blade, but I'll save him for a rerun. That being said, what is this? Morton X Blade gift. After obtaining Morton X Blade from the character event warp, you receive a brand new Trailblaze outfit piece. Okay. Cool. I don't know if I would want that. It's cool, I admit, but it's not my style. But let's look at that real quick. Look how much Stell does not care. Could you not care any more than this? Could you even care less? No. But I'll tell you who can't care less. Stell. Stell can't care less. Well, with that out of the way, I feel like this has been a long enough intro. We've been going on for about 4 minutes. Which means I think it's time for me to check what my pity is, because when I have to edit this later, I'm going to need to know what my pity was. Alright, so 5. Looks like it's at 5. Oh, I just remembered. I gotta move my drinks to the side for a bit. Ah, yeah, my paper from last stream, or our last pull stream, looks like it is remaining accurate, and it says that I have 5 pity down here. So I guess I will just keep adding to this piece of paper with my lucky pen that my buddy Nick gave me over 5 years ago at this point. Actually, I think he gave me this pen in 2019. It's lasted quite a long time. That's almost 7 years for a pen. All right, here we go. So we're at 5 pity. We have a number of pulls and a number of Oneric shards. We should have enough. And what's left over will probably be going to Cyrene in Phase 2 banner. As I don't think I remember to bring it up in the intro, but I'm bringing it up here. I know I said it somewhere. Maybe in my reaction to Blade's trailer I mentioned it. I don't know. I know I said it somewhere. Definitely told my friends that. Maybe I mentioned it in the outro of the video. That's probably where I did mention it. Alright. Now I can move this stuff back over here. Alright, so first things first. Let's go to 15 pity. Is that a 5-star? Doesn't look like it. So that's 15 pity. By the way, it's June 3rd for those who didn't know. That being said, when I do edit this later, it's going to say that it's June 3rd at the beginning. Is that even rate up right now? No, I don't think it is. Oh, wow, is that the Moles Welcome You or Dance Dance Dance? That's the Moles Welcome You. All right. 15 down. Let's go. To 25 pity. That's not a 5-star. We're gonna have to a pretty bad start. I've had a lot of good luck with my pulls on recent streams, so I'm expecting a lot of my luck to run out today. Especially since we're going to be trying to pull for quite a few units here. I just remembered that we have Mose at E6. For some reason I thought I didn't, but it's Don Hung that I don't have at E6. Alrighty, next up, 35 pity. I don't think that was a gold. I looked away for a second. Nope, putting 35 in my notes. They need to like buff the 3-star light cones or give you a reason to use them, because I feel like they just take up a lot of dead space in the inventory, and I don't like deleting them because it's like once you delete or use it as like EXP, there's like no way to get it again. That being said, I still have mesh and cogs on quite a few units. Alright, going to 45, also known as halfway to max pity. That is still not a 5-star. Does anybody remember in the 4.0 special program, or was it the 3.8 special program? When they, or I think it was the 4.0 special program where they announced that they were going to improve the rates for in 4.1. I don't know if they actually ever ended up doing that because I couldn't find anything in the details page that said that that they have been altered. But a lot of my friends have told me that they've been having a lot more luck ever since 4.0 and 4.1, so maybe the odds are better now than they've been before, but I have no substantial evidence to say that they have improved anything. All right, here we go. Next up, 55. More than halfway there. Living on a prayer. No luck. Because I have like every 4-star at E6 at this point, except for Don Hung. These are technically 9 pulls when you think about it. If it's not a light cone, it's a 9 pull. All right. Next up, 65. This will be the last one I think we can do before we have to restock a little bit. 65 pity, which I think is start of soft pity for light cones at least. Come on, Yao Guang, you should have showed up early for me. I'm one of the few people online that didn't really badmouth you all that much and really liked your story aspects in the 4.0. I heard so many people complain about Yao Guang's story being pointless in 4.0. It wasn't pointless. They have to do this for the characters, because if they don't give them a lot of emphasis, then they have to give them a companion mission. And if they don't give them a companion mission, and they don't get emphasis, they just fade into the background. And there's like, how would they motivate anyone to pull for a character they know nothing about? It would put a lot of onus on the design team to make them look very appealing. All right. We're at 65. So let's go to 75, then 85. If I don't get it in 85 pulls, I'm going to be very upset. I could care less of winning or losing the 50-50 at this point. We've won our last 5 50-50, so I actually fully expect to lose this 50-50. So, the real question is, who do I get from that 50-50 loss? All right. 75. My average, I think, is like 77 right now. There it is. Now I'm going to make tally marks. So here's pull number 66. First one. Come on. 66, 66, 66, 66. And what's a 4-star? It's a Dance Dance Dance! Holy shit. We take those. 67. Nope, that's Meshing Cogs. Always need more of those, I guess. Here comes number 68. Here comes number 69. That would have been so nice if she showed up on 69. All right, number 70. Luca. Alrighty, number 71. No dice. Number 72, question mark? Nope. Number 73. Oh, they're gonna make me wait till the end. 70. 74. Well, there's no surprise left, because this is the 10th pull in the 10th pull that's about to be here. Did we win? Pull number 75. We lost. Hey, somebody knew at least. This is the first 50-50 we've lost in several pull streams. Which means I can now edit this. Let us remove you and add back you. Because I still have I use and have my Clara built. Until a Yunli is built, I don't really care about Yunli's Eidolons. That being said, how good are Yunli's Eidolons? I would have liked to have gotten your uncle instead, personally. Because I did not like Yunli, if you go back and look at my footage of the story from Pristine Blue. Weathered Blade does not sully. Increase damage dealt by Intuit Slash by 20%. Increase the number of damage instances by 3. When dealing damage via counter, ignore 20% debuff. So she's meh. Those aren't bad, per se, but they're not great. And because we got it on the 10th pull, I guess that means we're at 0 pity? So, now that we're guaranteed, now we just got to keep chunking on through. Can I get a low ball? 10 pity! No. No such dice. Come on. 10 pity, huh? All right. I only got 5 of those. Alrighty. How many do I convert? Can I convert over? 23K? Pulling up the calculator real quick. That's 24,697 divided by 160. 154. So we got 154 pulls left we can make. Which is definitely enough to guarantee getting there. But it's not going to get us to another 5-star. Gonna get us close, though. All right. Ready? 20 pity. 20 pity, go! No duck. No duck. No dice. Which reminds me, if you watch the CosmCon Roll On stream, not the CosmCon Roll On Again stream, that's a different one, Dice Soul was a character that was also Yao Guang. Luca. Actually, I probably will have more than 156 pulls because we'll get enough copies to probably get another 10 pull. All right. Alrighty. 30 pity. Let's go. Come on, low. Nope. She gonna make me go to max pity for her first copy, isn't she? Poised to bloom. Seven of those. All right. I guess we're going to 40 pity. 40 pity, come on. Give it to me low. Give it to me early. Technically, it's not early because we lost to 50-50. Yao Guang playing hard to get. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Oop, didn't mean to click that. All right. Going to 50 pity, I guess. $50 pity. Can I get a 50? 50 going once, going twice. There she is. But is it less than 50? I'm going to start making tally marks. So this is pull number 41. Not pull for number 41. Is it pull number 42? It is not pull number 42. Is it pull number 43? It is not pull number 43. Is it pull number 44? Not the double 4. At least it's somewhat early, at least, I could say. Pull number 45? Not pull number 45. Is it pull number 46? It is not pull number 46. Is it pull number 45? Sorry, is it pull number 47? It is pull number 47. So if you add that to the 75 pulls from before, 75 plus 47, that's, what was it? 75 plus 40, is 115 plus 7 is 122. So 122 pulls for one copy of Yao Guang. Which means this is 1 pity, 2 pity, 3 pity, and we have 3 to get us to our next one. Let's do another check real quick. 114. We can get to another 5-star from here. Not to mention that I believe we have 9 more of these as well. Alrighty. Can we win another 50-50 after having lost a 50-50? That is the question. It remains to be seen. Anywho, let's go to 13 pity. 13 pity going once. Going twice. Boo! Who do we want to get if we lose this 50-50? If we lose this 50-50, I still want Blade, because I still haven't gotten a Blade. He's been on this Celestial Invitation for over a year at this point, and I still do not have a Blade. And I lost like 5, 6 or so 50-50s in a row. Wait, did I not have that light cone before? This is my first copy of this. You're kidding me. I haven't gotten a copy of this before. I guess we go into 24 pity. Sorry, 23 pity. $23 pity going once. 23 pity going twice. Boo, not sold. You know what? I probably should have brought up the Sparkle.exe. She's given me a lot of good luck on the last couple streams. Should I boot it up? I'm not gonna. This will be the control test. We don't have Sparkle for this stream, and that'll be why our bad luck will happen. Wait, did I pull up the Sparkle.exe for the Silver Wolf pulls? I don't think I did. We're getting a lot of 4 stars, though. Alrighty. Here we go. 133 pity. No such luck. 33 pity. At least give me a bunch of 4 stars. Give me all the Lucas. Give me 10 Lucas in one pull for every pull that doesn't have a 5-star in it. Alright, we're about to go to 43 pity. Alrighty, here we go. 43 pity. Going once, going twice. No 5 stars. I'm almost at the bottom of my page for my little notes. Come on, give me 5, 10 4 stars. That is a 4-star. Come on, give me a Luca. Give me a Luca. I'll take a Ting-Yun. Getting those refunds is going to really matter in the end. Alright. We're going to 53 pity. We're now more than halfway to the 5-star guarantee. We're almost at the soft pity as well. So, 53 pity. Going once. Going twice. No 5-star. All right. Come on, give me a Luca. We'll take a Sampo. Sampo. Sampo means good. Sampo's elation coded. Does that mean we're going to get the Yao Guang in the next 10 pull? The more Sampos, the better. Alrighty, so this is going to be 63. We're getting close to the soft pity. We're over halfway to max pity. 63 pity. Come on, give it to me. Oh, this is it. We're doing tallies. Do we win the 50-50? We lost the last 50-50. Do we lose two 50-50s in a row? That's number 54. Is it pull number 55? It is not pull number 55. Is it pull number 56? Nope. Pull number 57? Pull number 58. Ooh, that's a loss. And now we have 1 pity, 2 pity, 3 pity, 4 pity, 5 pity. That's another dance, dance, dance. We're guaranteed, but I don't think I have enough pulls to get there. If we end up falling just short, I will break out the wallet if I have to, but hopefully we don't have to. Now, before we continue, I have a fully built Yanqing, so I actually like Yanqing copies. Sword Saint.
Feels like the
Fun fact, before the Nova Flare, an E3 Yanqing does the same amount of damage as an E0 Zila. An E0 S1 Zila. Fun. But that's also one Yanqing closer to having... We have 2 E3s on the Celestial Invitation now. And still no blades. Oh, right. I forgot Silverwolf's on here. I want to get some Silverwolf copies. That'd be nice. And that's why I keep Yanqing here. Yanqing is my good luck charm. He's the first 5-star we had on this account. And by gone it, they'll be the first E6 on this account. And I'm going to be ecstatic by it. And hopefully they'll get a Nova Flare someday and be as broken as they just made the Welt Nova Flare. Alright. Let's do a quick math check. Oop, don't want to hit that one. We have 7 of these. And then we have 10,297. I should probably stop closing this calculator app and just leave the calculator open on the other monitor. So, 10,297 divided by 160. That's 64 plus 7 from that are in there. Plus, we might get some 4-star copies, so that'll give us more. We should be able to get to it. We should be able to get to it. We're going to have nothing left over for Cyrene, but I'll do a pull streaming for her regardless, because we'll probably still get the gold, the Gift of Odyssey will probably give us some pulls. Maybe we'll have an actual stream where I pull for someone and don't get them for once. Usually I don't do these streams unless I have enough to guarantee it. But part of the fun is still, can I get it cheaply and have stuff saved for next time? But since we're going to guarantee, let's just see how few pulls it has. We have about 70 pulls that we can make. We're at 5 pity. Which means we'll be getting to about 75-ish pity. Can we get there? I sure hope so. 15 pity. Let's go. Give it to me early, Huohuo. E1 Yao Guang is not in this 10 pull. Give me the Sampos. Sampo, you betrayed me. You didn't give me a Yao Guang. You made me lose a 50-50. But Sampo, if 10 of you show up in a 10 pull, I will forgive you. I can't stay mad at you. I'll forgive you even if 2 of you show up in a 10 pull. Alrighty, next up, 25 pity. 25 pity going once. 25 pity going twice. 25 pity, no 5-star. So for everybody who's been taking their Kalshi bets on whether or not I actually win these, I'm sorry. You beat the you didn't beat the odds. I did not win my 6th 50-50 in a row on this stream for you. Shared feeling. Haven't seen that one in a while. I guess we got to go to 35 pity. $35 pity going once. 35 pity going twice. Nope. We're getting dangerously low on funds. My hair's almost dry. Sampo. Sampo Kalski. Come on. Nothing there. So, we're about to go to 45 pity. 45 pity is halfway to max pity. Can I get it? Nope. That's a Tingyun. That's a refund. We gonna need those. Yao Guang making me work for it. Do I have enough to get 10 from here now? I do. Alrighty. 55 pity. More than halfway to max. Here we go. Did we get it here? We did not get it here. So let's just do a tally real quick. Thanks, Luca. Okay, so we got the first copy in 122 pulls. We got our second 5-star at 58. We're now 55 in, and we still haven't gotten. So we're over 100. We're at 113 so far. So if the math average, so we should get them in the next 10 pull. If we want to, if we don't get them in the next 10 pull, it would have cost more for this copy of Yao Guang than the previous copy of Yao Guang. So let's go to 65 biddy. Here we go. This Yao Guang is officially more expensive than the previous one. Because I believe 65 plus 58 is higher than 122. Sampo! Alright. This is the last 10 pull I could make. We went all the way to that 75 pulls, like I said we'd get to. Alrighty, 75 pity. We're past the soft pity mark at this point, I believe. Do we get there? Fingers crossed. Please. Because we only need 10 damn pulls, we'll break out the wallet real quick. It feels bad. But why would we stop when we're 10 away? Well, I guess 15 away, technically. Alright, do we get it in 85? Please tell me we get it in 85. Alright. How many is it gonna be? This is pull number 76. At least it wasn't one away. I actually would have felt bad if we got it from one away. Is it pull number 77? It's not pull number 77 either. Pull number 78? No, not pull number 78. Pull number 79? They're gonna make me go to 85, aren't they? Is it pull number 80? It wasn't even pull number 80? Pull number 81? Pull number 82? Pull number 83? You are probably in the top 2. I was gonna say top 3, but no, you are probably top 2 highest amount of pulls. Well, to be fair, this is for an E1. 1, 2, 2 pity for next time. Well, that was an ordeal. And then for next time, I have nothing. 7. So, my Siren pull stream is going to be a lot shorter compared to this one. Now, there's a little bit of a belated thing, because I didn't do this for when I pulled the free Huohuo. So, let's go through the voice lines of every new character that I've gotten on the account that I haven't done the voice lines for. Starting with you.
Hello, I'm Huohuo, the newly appointed judge of the Ten Lords Commission. What else should I mention?
Hello? Don't forget to introduce the most famous heliobus of all.
Yes, Tail. This is... Tail.
Mr. Tail. Or Ignamar is his real name. And, Megan Shipman. I forgot that the person that replaced Courtney was Megan Shipman, which is really funny story. The first time I heard about Megan Shipman was in Steins Gate Zero, when Sheena Mayori's voice actor could not be able to make it, so Megan Shipman replaced them, and they did a pretty good job. All things considered, they did a pretty good Sheena Mayori. And they're doing a good job as Huohuo as well. I would say it's as good, if not better, than the previous performance. And it's always hard to follow up someone else's performance when it's stuck in their minds. Recently, I saw people are starting to complain about Welt's performance, the new Welt VA. And I think a lot of them are crazy. He's doing a good job. All right.
Hello? I guess I'll take my leave now. Bye-bye.
You were supposed to say hi, not bye.
Parting. By the way, while I'm doing this, I'm going to do math to see how many pulls that second copy of Yao Guang cost.
Finally! Time to go home. I hope no one notices me.
About self-work.
I tried to turn this job down. It just doesn't feel fair. Asking someone with heliophobia to hunt down heliobi with a heliobus? Oh, they told me it was to conquer my fear.
By the way, that second copy of Yao Guang was 141 total pulls. So the first copy of Yao Guang was 122, and the second copy of Yao Guang was 141.
My tail was consumed during a heliobus attack. The rest of me barely got away. It's a good job the Ten Lords Commission sealed the demon in my tail before it had the chance to finish me off.
It's not my fault that Foxians have the most scrumptious tails. However, now that I'm a tail, I've realized all sorts of monsters want to have me for breakfast.
Note to self, tail is the tastiest part of a Foxian for any of those cannibalistic connoisseurs out there. I think my hair is dry enough to where I can let the hood down. Chat, banner.
I can use this banner to dispel demons. But it also comes in handy when signaling my surrender.
Because she has a white flag, and that's my favorite part of her animations, by the way, is that she has that her little banner is a white flag, and that she also puts it up when she goes down, which is funny. Because she surrenders when she dies. Paper dolls.
I make paper dolls whenever I get the chance. With so many little friends around, there's nothing to fear.
Don't get me started. Those things stress me out. The mere thought of seeing a smiling paper doll right in front of my face in the middle of the night? Ugh.
Okay. Mr. Tail is unsettled by the paper dolls, and frankly, I am too. Hobbies.
I practice my bravery by watching horror comedies late at night.
Horror comedies, not even
The scary
horror.
part, I laugh it off like this. So yeah.
Off the top of my head, the only horror comedies that come to mind are like those, was it the Wayans Brothers scary movie movies? Of which I've seen like 3 of them. I've seen Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3, and another one which I don't know which number it was. And what else? Maybe it was Scary Movie 4. What was the other horror comedy? I think Idle Hands, the Seth Green movie, is the only other like horror comedy that comes to mind. Well, I guess Shaun of the Dead might count as a horror comedy. So yeah, it's not exactly like a really popular genre, but it's funny to me that she doesn't react to horror movies to build bravery. She reacts to horror comedies because she is that big of a scaredy cat. To be fair, though, I don't like horror movies. I was a really scared and scaredy cat kid growing up, and frankly, horror comedy was my introduction into the genre. And frankly, actually, no, I think I got into thriller. I like the Freddy Krueger movies. I like slashers. Anywho. But, yeah, long story short, I still don't like horror movies, but when I was a little kid, I would get horrific nightmares because I'm a vivid dreamer and a lucid dreamer. So a lot of it feels really, really me. When I die in my dreams, it usually wakes me up. It's painful. I think the first horror movie I ever saw was like growing up. Was it Signs? The who directed that? Was it M. Night Shyamalan? I want to say it was Shyamalan. Anyway, I had horrific nightmares from that movie, and as someone who's rewatched it as an adult, not a scary movie. That's how sensitive I was growing up. I was probably a bigger scaredy cat than Huohuo is portrayed as. I am not the dauntless, hard-to-stir, stoic person you know today. Annoyances.
The owner of the Looking Bronze said I have a knack for attracting evil. I have a vague idea why that is.
Apparently, I am that vague idea. Be that as it may, your tendency to trip over yourself is entirely your own fault.
She's a klutz. Anywho, good to note, tail probably attracts bad luck. Or evil.
How do I relax?
Something to share.
I like to find a place in Starskiff Haven to lay back and watch the Starskiffs come and go. Although my
It's like
colleagues
car
say
watching.
it works better for insomnia. Anyway, You should try it.
Yeah, it's like car watching. You go sit at the side of the road and just watch the cars pass. Back when me and my brothers were really young, that's something that we actually used to do. Just hang out in the front yard, watch cars go by. Granted, there was a lot of times where we lived in cul-de-sacs, so it was not very many cars. We only usually did this when we lived in neighborhoods that were by a major street that we could watch. Knowledge.
I heard a lot of Heliobi were sealed in the Artisanship Commission's creation furnace, but they all escaped when the furnace broke. That's why my workload is the way it is.
About Gwenaifen.
Little Gwei? She has a lot of yang energy. She dispels bad luck very easily. Even my tail goes quiet when she's around. The only drawback is I have to raise my voice around her if I wanted to be heard.
Fun fact, she is older than Gwenaifen by a lot, because Gwenaifen is human, if I remember correctly. So she's probably like an average teenager to like young adult. So if I had to peg Gwenaifen's age, I would put her in the 16 to 24 range. Whereas Huohuo here is like 60-something. Foxians are a long-lived species that live about 200 to 300 years old. Or is it 200 to 400 years old? Either way, they live a long time. About Shuyi.
The puppet judge? She really scared me at first. But when Tail threatened her, she didn't bat an eyelid.
Does she have eyelids?
She's amazing. I really want to be like her one day.
Amazing. Let's see if she still has that smirk on her face when I burn the Ten Lords' commission to the ground.
She does have eyelids. I never bothered to stop to see if she could blink. I mean, while we're here. We have an about Tail. We don't have an about... Oh, there it is. About Huohuo.
Only 38 years have passed since Huohuo joined the commission as a
She's been a judge for 38 years?
She's already become a judge. The speed of her promotion is unheard of. As per the commission's rules, it would have taken anyone else at least 500 years.
How long did it take you? Alright, about Tail.
Back then, I tried to dissuade my little sister from her actions. But now, I can see how it provided the Ten Lords Commission with many opportunities.
Okay. Also, wipe what smile off whose face, says Tail? I don't think I've ever seen this character smile. Oh wait, that is not true, because I believe she smiles on this light cone over here. Where is it? Should be in destruction light cones. Yeah, there she is. She's smiling. Or is this her? She's got the red eyes. Maybe this is her. See, she's smiling. Alright. About Hanya.
In order to differentiate between the sisters, I call her the Rambling Judge. She hasn't found out, has she?
You can't differentiate between the two of them? I mean, I guess they were really similar looking when they were young. I just, like, not even a minute ago said I couldn't tell them apart when they were both alive. About Qingque, my favorite character?
It seems like Qingque is always on a break. When I'm relaxing, she's relaxing. And when I get swamped with work, guess what? She's still relaxing. I guess the Divination Commission has a pretty light workload.
She does work in the Reservatory, so I can't imagine she has a big workload. But at the same time, she slacks off. She is the slacking general. I mean, sorry, that's what she will be called when she eventually replaces either, Yao Guang. And I bet Yao Guang also has an About Qingque line, so look forward to reading that later. About Tail.
Be more determined. I usually just want to run away. Still, every time I try, Mr. Tail sends me straight back to the enemy's doorstep. Oh, why can't he just leave me be?
Fine by me. If you get swallowed whole, I'll finally be able to break free.
Okay, about Jing Yuan.
People say that the general's portrait can be used to dispel evil.
Really?
I tried, but useless. I mean the portrait, and not the general. I shouldn't have believed in such superstitious nonsense.
I think I know who got suckered into buying a portrait of the general from Ting Yun back in the space comedy trailer about Bailu.
I wonder if the dragon lady has any brave pills for sale. If not, play dead pills might do the trick.
Are brave pills a real thing? Is it just like an alcohol pill? They call that liquid courage. It's a saying around here where I grew up. Play dead pills. Are those just sleeping pills? Or something that, like, stops your pulse? I don't know. About Yukong.
How come Madame Yukong has an air of authority, but I don't? I mean, we're both Foxians. Actually, I know why, but I can't help being a little envious.
It's because she is in a position of authority, so she has an air of authority. Also, she's a veteran fighter pilot, which people tend to respect that for some reason. Probably because it's a combination of being a war veteran and somebody that is still alive to brag about being a war veteran. My grandpa was my great-grandpa. He was a fighter pilot in, I believe, what was it? Great-grandpa. I think it was World War II. I don't know if he actually saw combat, though. And unfortunately, my great-grandma Alice passed away back in 2015, so I don't have anyone to talk to about those stories anymore. About Sushang! Shang!
Actually, we met a long time ago. I was outside getting some peace and quiet when all of a sudden she dragged me before the Realm-Keeping Commission Chancery. She mistook me for a missing person.
Who was missing? Did that resolve okay? I feel like I want to hear more about this story. Alright, Idolong activation.
So this is the life of a cursed one.
I don't know if I'll ever hear that.
Promoted again? Is that good or bad?
I've heard that one.
Do I have to spend my whole life in the Ten Lords Commission?
Yes. Trace activation.
Cure for exorcising evil really exist?
I believe it's called exorcism. Added a team with Hanya.
Madam Hanya, did you also have a restless night? If there's anything I can help with, just let me know.
Guanifin.
You first, little Gwei. I'll be right behind you.
Way in the back. Shang.
Sushang, just a minute. Let me give you this talisman.
She needs it. And Shui.
Madam Shui, you're here too.
Not good. Not good.
Why does Tail's got beef with Shui for some reason? Alright. We'll do Yao Guang last. So, let's look at one of my least favorite characters and see what they have to say. First meeting.
I am Yunli. Come,
Brenna Larson.
take up your sword. We'll get to know each other once we've sparred.
I like the character that she voices in Genshin better. By a lot. Navia is really up there. Greetings.
Oh, here you are. Swordmasters should greet each other with their swords. Old Metal, say hi.
Why do you sound so quiet and reserved? It's like you're whispering almost.
You're leaving? Actually, I suddenly have a craving for some good food. Let's go. I'll treat you. Don't worry. I have some pocket money from Grandpa.
Why? She sounds so sad in these line deliveries. Every, interaction with the character, it doesn't sound like this line delivery. These must have been done in a separate session. From, her story voice lines. About self, talking to Sword.
Swords have a temper. Sometimes you have to touch them to calm them down. Put the hilt of the sword in your hand. and it'll tell you what's wrong.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I can't speak to inanimate objects. Well, I can speak to inanimate objects. I just can't hear what they say in response. Sword techniques.
In swordsmanship, skill alone isn't enough. Communication with the sword is equally important. For any sword technique, whether it be the avalanche chop or the boulder breaker, you have to vocalize your techniques when you train. Then you won't stumble over your words on the battlefield.
All right. I feel like this was a little bit closer to the voice registry that I remember for this character. Cursed swords.
A cursed sword may grant a warrior great power in an instant. But in the end, it will just be a walking corpse, driven by the sword. Victory is up to the wielder, not the sword.
You know what? I wonder if you actually have it about Qing Chui line, because Qing Chui was involved in the March 7th training arc. Weapon!
Old Metal here is an unrefined sword, into which I infuse cursed swords I've collected. So, I also call it the Blade of Forged Remnants. But I guess Old Metal is a friendlier name. Right, Old Metal?
I did not know that that's how her sword was. It was literally all of the charred swords she's been melting down into one big blade. That might answer some things. Wonder how heavy that sword is now that I think about it. Hobbies.
There is an etiquette for appreciating a sword. First, observe the exterior. Second, feel the sword's temperament. It's best to touch it with your fingers to get a good sense of its inner quality. Lastly, and most importantly, get used to the feeling of living with it for the rest of your life.
Got it. So that's no wonder you don't like Yanqing that much. By the way, you heard how much I like Yanqing earlier? That might play in a little bit towards my bias of why I don't like Yunli that much.
Why are the bad guys always using good swords? Why can't the bad guys take bad swords?
You know what? I actually vibe with this because I'm a One Piece fan, and this is kind of what Tashigi's entire deal is.
For
Something to share.
craftsmen, a pearl hidden from the light of day is a true waste. The reason I stash away all the swords I find into molten remains is not to destroy them, but to protect them until a suitable swordmaster arrives.
But if you're all putting them in your sword, then how does that make sense? Unless you just want all swords to be yours. Knowledge.
The Xianzhou Juming is famous across the stars for its forging and metallurgy. And there are countless master craftsmen among its ranks. Most of them were Grandpa's apprentices. That includes Yingxing, the Flying Comet.
That's Blade, who I still do not have on this account. Huayan.
Grandpa always treats me like a child. But come to think of it, at his age, who isn't a child to him?
When is Huayan gonna be playable? I want playable Huayan. With that being said, Huayan is also voiced by J. Michael Tatum, who recently got to reprise his role as Pantalone in Genshin Impact. So, look forward to hearing a lot more of that VA, if you really are a big fan of this VA. Jing Yuan.
Every time I hear Grandpa and General Jing Yuan talking, I start to fall asleep. Why can't they speak to each other the same way they talk to me? I can never understand conversations between generals.
Do we ever think that, I don't think I've ever talked about Yunli's future all that much. I guess, she will probably succeed her grandpa at some point. She's also part of the Flame Wheel Octet, of which I assume there are 8 members, of which we have seen none of the other 8 members. So, unless we meet some of those other members of the Flame Wheel Octet, that pretty much makes her the front runner for the next general of the Juming. Unless Huayan is also considering making Qing Shui the next general. All right, Yanqing, here we go. This is probably going to be fun.
He has so many great swords that he never uses. Sometimes, I can hear those swords crying. Is this what people mean when they say spoiled for choice?
Maybe. But About Fei Xiao.
I prefer to make friends by sparring. After all, combat is more sincere than words. That carefree general of the Yao Qing is the same as me in that regard.
I would not have put you two on a similar wavelength, all things considered. About Moza? What do you have to say about Moza?
Ah, yes. General Fei Xiao has a counselor by that name. I've heard that it's very, very difficult to see him, unless he reveals himself willingly. But usually, he's nowhere in sight.
Well, I guess she's heard of him, but has never met him. Xiao Chuo.
He always asks me to go eat hot pot with him. I know it's delicious, but I just can't eat that hot and spicy stuff.
And he also, in the last time you interacted with him, put laxatives in Scott's food. Which might have been... No, wait, the Silver Wolf ending might be the canon one, ironically. Because the Silver Wolf ending to the March 7th Hunt training arc was actually referenced in a story mission.
Whenever I'm on the Zhuming and I have time, I go visit Lingsha and Arden's Regia. Then,
Who?
when I'm tired of playing, I rest my head on her lap. Lingsha always has this sweet, sweet aroma about her.
It's probably because she hasn't washed her hands or feet in a long time. Have you seen how much incense has stained those? On that note, who is Arden's Regia? You don't have an about Arden's Regia, so I assume they probably won't be playable. About Blade.
You mean Yingxing? I've never met him in person, but Grandpa has mentioned him countless times. He's probably one of his most famous apprentices. I'd love to chat with that shard sword of his if I get the chance.
I would be interested to see you and Blade interact, because to my knowledge, you two have not interacted yet. About Bailu.
The Luofu's High Elder? I once got to share a table with her in Arumali. We ate tons of scallion chicken and fried rice balls. We even exchanged numbers and agreed to come back to Arumali for a big dinner sometime.
I've never had a fried rice ball, but that sounds great. I've had regular rice balls. March 7th, your apprentice.
March is my first apprentice. She's talented and willing to put in the work. I'm quite pleased with her. If I could just hear her say that my teaching is better than Yanqing's, I would be over the moon.
Not happening. She's using two swords specifically. Her sword style is more adaptive to Yanqing's teachings. About Huohuo.
That judge from the Ten Lords Commission? She doesn't seem like a warrior, but that tail of hers has some fight in it.
Wait, I just remembered. Now that you bring that up, the Huohuo ending of the March 7th training arc also got referenced in a main story quest, which means that that ending might also be canon. They made two different endings get mentioned. Oh, God. Oh, the lore people. How have we missed this? She does have it about Qing Shui.
Qing Shui has the guts to grab March away right in front of me and go play Celestial Jade.
That does happen during training.
But I can see she has experience. March might be able to learn a thing or two from her and apply it to her swordsmanship.
Or, in one of the endings of the March 7th combat event, she just talks her way out of the fight. I believe that's called the rhetoric ending, actually. I do have a full playthrough of it on my channel. You can go watch it if you want. I think I ended up splitting it into 2 videos. I don't remember. About Argenti, which was involved in her character story.
After we got to know each other by sparring, I realized he was indeed a kind gentleman.
Companion mission.
It was a little hard to understand him. And his sword was hard to understand too.
Good to know that Argenti's spear is just as baffling as he is. And I am honestly slightly disappointed that Argenti didn't show up randomly in the Amphorius arc. I kept expecting him to show up in the Amphorius arc, but I believe he does show up in the battle against Iron Tomb, because if you watch the little weird... there was like a series of 5 or 6 shorts in the lead up to the release of 3.7, where they didn't get it released in English, but then they got it released in English like way after 3.7 was out. And I think there were some countdown trailers, and they talked about all the different alliances and people that were showing up to help fight Iron Tomb. And Argenti did show up in Amphorius, but I didn't get to see him in the main story, and I'm still disappointed by that. Would have been nice to have him actually just show up in the call where they were talking to the people that were representing each faction. Like, we got to talk to the Stonehearts, we got to talk to Robin, I guess, representing the family, as well as Jing Yuan, representing the Alliance. Would have been nice to see people like Boot Hill, and I think we did see Boot Hill, actually. But it would have been nice to see people like Argenti show up in that meeting. Eidolon activation.
A sword must be hammered and refined 1,000 times over before it can be forged into a weapon.
Maybe at some point we'll hear this, because maybe I'll put you back on the Celestial Invitation at some point. Maybe I'll put you back if I take Argenti off. Nah, I want weld copies. Character Ascension.
My skills have improved. Time to treat myself to some yummy food.
Max level
To
reached.
finally hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords? I still have a long ways to go before then.
Trace
I'm
activation.
a little stronger. I can even hear my sword congratulating me.
Good on you, I guess? Wait, no, that makes me sound like I'm her sword. Added the team with Can.
If it isn't the assistant teacher. Give me a hand here.
March 7th.
March, stand closer. I'll teach you a few tricks for the battlefield.
Is this with either March or just regular March? Yanqing.
Ah, Yanqing. How about a rematch? Best of 3? No. 1 round.
Because she knows she would lose in a best of 3. Anybody can win in a 1v1. It's basically the outcomes of a 1v1 are 50-50. Jiao Chou.
Are you okay? Grandpa always said it's bad to exercise after eating.
There's some truth to that. You don't want to cramp up. But the amount of time, I've heard differing opinions on that. Lingsha.
Miss Lingsha, please let me handle the enemies up ahead.
Right, Lingsha's not a combatant, which is why she hides behind people throughout the entire story whenever she's on screen. Though, if Yanqing wasn't standing in front of her when that... was it the hollow mech? I forget what they're called. Then I think she probably was going to scrap. Fei Xiao.
Getting to fight alongside the great General Fei Xiao is even getting old metal pumped up.
And Motza, the character that you said you've never met.
So, the legendary figure has appeared.
So canonically the first time that Yunli meets Motza is when you add her to a team with Motza. That's kind of funny. Alrighty. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Madam Yao Guang! But before we look at her voice lines, just a reminder, this is what we spent an extra 141 pulls to get. Chuckle chimes where Jade falls. In Aha's extra turn triggered by the ultimate, the fixed amount of punchline taken into account increases to 40. When dealing elation damage, all allied targets ignore 20% of target's defense.
The moon's cycles are fixed. The universe is boundless. And yet, human effort decides success.
And we're going to hear that in a bit. So let's just get that out of the way.
The moon's cycles are fixed. The universe is boundless. And yet, human effort decides success.
Hang on. There's a locked voice line in here? Unlocked after completing trail made not... Oh! So we're going to unlock a voice line in the story. We'll look forward to that, I guess. It's probably about Morton Axeblade. That's probably what it is. Let me look at its positioning. Yeah, it's right after about Evanescia, so this is probably about Morton Axeblade. Interesting. So whatever she says there is a spoiler. Crazy. Actually, because we've been waiting for a while, let's skip ahead real quick for my other favorite character. Here we go, about Qingchui.
Many spend their whole lives chasing their dreams, but she alone knows that ignorance is bliss. Hey, don't laugh. That's actually an essential quality for becoming a general.
That's so funny.
Playing against superiors is the worst. Winning feels bad. Losing feels even worse. The whole thing's torture. But with Madame Yao laying down that kind of pressure, I've got no choice but to go all out.
Never change. Never change. First meeting.
I am General Yao Guang, seer strategist aboard the Xianzhou Yuchui. Like everyone else, you may simply call me Madame Yao. It's true, I could have divined the finer details of this encounter, but where's the fun in that? Being here in person has turned up some rather pleasant surprises.
Greetings.
Judging by today's weather, I'd wager you'll cross paths with the greatest mind in the entire Xianzhou Alliance. I never said that person was me, did I?
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
With skies so high and the world so wide, there's nothing that can hold you back. Next time we cross paths, I expect tales of exploits so grand, they'll leave me speechless.
Don't get your hopes up. Anywho, about self, form of address.
Ugh, the title of general always comes shackled with weight and formality. Madam feels far freer, far lighter. Wouldn't you agree? Of course, I've never cared much for formality. If you'd rather address me as sis, well, that could be fun too.
I'll go with madam because I am nothing if not a gentleman that likes to refer to people that request to be referred to as madam. I still call Madame Farazan whenever we see her on screen. About self, the Eye of Ishvara.
My gaze has swept across the cosmos more than once, and I've seen the fate of the cosmos rocking like a ship on the verge of being swallowed by towering waves. Still, I've never put my faith in seeing is believing. Possibility, after all, exists for no other reason than to be defied.
About self, outlook.
Most diviners like to say, humanity's calculations are no match for heaven's plans, while the exceptional ones like to behave as if heaven's plans are no match for my calculations. But if you ask me, all that scheming and calculating is wasted effort. Better to seize the moment yourself. Clean, swift, decisive.
You strike me as one of those proactive diviners. By the end of this month, this house shall be nothing but ash. How sure are you? Throws Molotov cocktail at the building? Pretty sure. Chat hand bomb? You have hand cream on you?
Whether it's polishing a piece of jade or setting the heavens in motion, both demand a deft touch. That's why, no matter how busy official business gets, I still steal a moment to craft my own hand balm.
Yeah, oh, actually, I think I saw an interview with Ari Thrash where she mentioned something about Yao Guang has like a thing for like making her own hand cream. I think I heard that somewhere before, and I want to say I heard it from that interview. That is a weird thing. That's not even like in hobbies. That's down here. This is just chat. I make hand balm as a thing. Chat, sour things.
Those of the Yuchui savor sourness, as naturally as the Luofu folks cherish their tea. Lemons, pickled plums, hawthorn berries. Perfect jolts for when the mind grows dull. Fancy a bite?
All right. I like sour things. Hobbies. So if making hand balm is just something you do, what is you consider a hobby? Oh wait, she does blind boxes. We read that in the Forbobo Weekly ad.
Back when I was studying at the Divination Commission, I may have pulled a few tricks here and there, and somehow won the Yuchue Cup several years running.
The Yuchue
If others
Cup?
claim my divination technique lacks refinement, fine, I'll accept that critique. But call me a bad card player? Now that's just slander. Why not come see for yourself when I play Huayan in Fei Shao next time?
So she plays cards. She also plays dice. She is Dice Soul, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the real Dice Soul was an Imagine. But a Imagine named Dice Soul took your form. Annoyances.
There are those in the Alliance who, upon seeing the Matrix's calculations, become hesitant and indecisive. If a divination ever dares to return, this reading is unreliable, I suspect their decaying minds would simply explode on the spot.
Imagine if Noose made a prediction, this instance is false. Just blows everybody's mind. Something to share.
Inspired by the extrapolations of Wisdom Walker, the Yuchue constructed the Deca Light Reflection Barrier for divining the future. A jeweled web that mirrors the world itself, its radiance multiplying without end. And thanks to a little mishap, I once glimpsed every possible outcome through it. That so-called variability, that's just another word for opportunity.
Okay. Knowledge.
The rainbow granted me a spiritus known as the Kala Chakra Sky Plume, the eye of the hunt itself.
The eye of the hunt.
Just call it Little Bird.
Little bird.
Feel it watching you? Well, that's only natural. The cosmos' shining hero deserves an audience.
About Can. Hey, that's me.
Your future does not lie within my sight, but rather beneath your own feet. As for that little secret, well, only the heavens, the earth, and you know. I know nothing of it.
Right, because she is keeping it secret that we were previously a Stellaron hunter. She is the only other character, except for Mem/Cyrene, that knows that. Well, I guess the Stellaron hunters also know that. But nobody... I believe we've told nobody else, specifically. She's the first one to figure it out, I guess you could say. Mem just got to see it happen. When we got our memories back in 3.0. About Jing Yuan.
People say I'm always competing with the divine foresight, but little do they know we're just being honest with each other. Superficial harmony won't help the Xianzhou's development. If someone needs to play the stalwart to stir up these still waters and spark a grand competition of 100 ships, then I'll gladly take on that role.
You two must actually be closer than people let on, because you're out here on Plain Arcadia, risking your life for the sake of his. About Fu Xuan.
Ah, my dear junior soarer. Even when she comes to report to the Yuchue, she doesn't stay a day longer than necessary, insisting on returning right on schedule. She used to love competing with me when she was little. But now, her rival has become the general of the Luofu, even though I knew her first.
Huh. I sense some bitterness in that. They did add a Yao Guang to you.
I recall my days as a student. I argued with my senior soarer on every matter. She would always concede, and I mistook it for proof that my studies surpassed hers. Looking back now, I see how childish I was. When it comes to the pursuit of knowledge, what place is there for concession?
I don't see what you're saying. It just, to me, sounds like you're bad at arguing. All right. How many left? About Fugue.
They say Foxians from the Merchant Guild are good at going whichever way the wind blows, but her rudder stays remarkably steady. Speaking up for the common folk, calling out the Eon's injustice. That kind of boldness is rare, and I like it.
No wonder you picked her to be the Xianzhou's #1 assassin. Sparksy.
Ugh, that girl is like a firecracker, always catching people off guard. If she were willing to make some mischief with me, we could definitely accomplish things no one's done before.
No wonder you two go on a team together. On that note, she does blow you up in your own trailer. A lot of people didn't notice that in their reactions. I watch other people's reaction videos, by the way. I have a reaction video to Yao Guang's character trailer. And I pointed out there in my analysis section. I always do the same thing for all of my character reaction trailers. I do a reading of the description, followed by my reaction to the trailer, followed by a large chunk of analysis before the outro. About Himiko.
She keeps herself hidden and doesn't draw attention to herself. Even you know very little about her past, don't you? But everyone must return to where they started at some point in life.
Actually, some
And
never
from
do.
there, embark on a new journey.
Alrighty. Wonder if she'll get another one when the new Himiko is added. About Sunday.
A Cienjo general roping in Penacony's former top brass. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But that's exactly the kind of unpredictable twist I'm after. As for what surprises lie ahead, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
About Fei Xiao.
The Merlin's claw acts as the talons of the hunt. Eyes without talons are weak, and talons without eyes are blind. She loves hearing my ideas, and I trust her commands. Although, every time she gives me fitness advice, telling me to ditch the peacock dance for the sparrow fist, she's giving me a bit too much credit.
Huh. About Jing Liu.
I don't mind her utilizing the remnants of the propagation, burning the golden blood of the destruction, or even borrowing the power of the abundance itself. It's just that the picture she's painted, unfortunately, has yet to fully convince me.
And we learned in the Exotale 8 trailer that apparently that plan eventually leads to someone becoming the 8th Lord Ravenger, using the power of the Swam. About Ashvale.
Some people's futures are like the trajectory of a bullet, never able to turn back. Forever doomed to fly in a singular direction until they pierce their enemy's heart.
Is she low-key saying that Ashvale will be the one that kills Dr. Primitive? Silver Wolf, level 999. She doesn't have a normal Silver Wolf one. Huh.
Back in the day, I was good at mathematical calculations. Loved having fun and worked in intelligence. Could I have been a hacker just like her? I'd really love to face off against her in a match.
Interesting. In a different timeline, perhaps. About Evanesia.
She's got a whole trove of tall tales about the Arcadia to share. But no matter how absurd they sound, considering this is plain Arcadia we're talking about, I'm more than happy to nod along to every word.
All right. This
The
one
moon-
will unlock later.
The
We already heard this
cycles
one.
Do not be troubled by waxing or waning.
Why is that her character ascension line? Max level.
Would it not be uninteresting if the Omnitia truly spared none?
Isn't that one of Fu Xuan's lines? The Omnitia spares none. I want to say it's one of her combat lines. Nah, I'm not going to bother looking for it. Trace activation.
Does this road have more variables to come?
Add it to team with me.
As expected, your fate remains inscrutable.
Jing Yuan.
Intellect rivaled only by military strategy. Shall we put that to the test, divine foresight?
Jing Liu.
Is your blade still as keen as it was?
Fugue.
If I could trouble you to take charge of correspondences.
With Fushuan.
Junior Soarer, shall we stick to our previous methodology?
With Sparksy.
This engagement must be no less constructive than the last, young lady.
Acknowledging how you helped take her down, I guess. Himiko.
May our cooperation bear fruit, Navigator.
Sunday.
Worry not. I never force anyone to do anything.
Sure you don't. Ching Shui!
Good fortune, little Chui.
Little Chui! Fei Xiao.
In the days apart from the Merlin's Claw, I thought up a few wonderful things. Care to listen?
Ashvale.
Are you finally ready to bare your fangs?
Not yet. Evanesia.
Though I can't see your future clearly. The weal and woe of our enemies is crystal clear to me.
To be fair, yeah, you wouldn't really need to see the weal or woe of everyone. If everyone around but one person has it visible, it's pretty easy to discern what yours might be off the top of your head. Silver Wolf level 999.
With an expert on our side, all bets are off.
And this one's not locked. Morton Axeblade.
As long as it doesn't get too ugly, I'll turn a blind eye.
But yeah, I guess we're going to see this one eventually. And now looking at the recording, I've noticed that we've been going for over an hour and a half at this point. So I'm actually going to end the recording here. We're not going to end the stream here. So for the people that are watching on Twitch, we're going to keep going for a little bit longer. And I'm just going to play through the story for the next 2 hours, roughly. I'll go to 1 a.m. And then it'll also make it easier on me. It'll add to the backlog, unfortunately, but it'll be much easier to edit this little stream that's just going to be a pull stream on its own. Actually, no, it won't, because I have to update the little ticker that tells me how many times I've pulled. But, so that'll actually be longer. But it will save me time when it comes time to edit the story proper. So, if you want to be informed when that's going to go live, you go join the Discord. I'll let you know there. It's where I let everybody know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, and you can look forward to seeing the rest in a roughly timely manner. So whenever this video goes live on YouTube, just know that the first that I usually batch record for the stories so that I can decide how many videos they get chopped into for YouTube later. So it's most likely going to be at least 1, possibly 2 videos. I've been told that it's about 5 hours for this story, but I've also heard some people say it's about 10 hours. So depending on how long that actually ends up being true, this might be multiple videos. Once I have finished streaming all of the 4.3 story, then I'll start editing it for YouTube. But there's going to be stuff to record for Genshin and also Kartalpi Fold Quest, as well as like Lost Branch of Legend. So there's other stuff I can record and upload in a much quicker time frame than having to get through the whole story. So don't worry about lack of content on the channel. There will be plenty of content. Well, that'll be all for this. I will see you all in the next stream. But those of us that are with us here live, don't go long. We'll be right back.